be more of a side hustle really, but it does take a lot of my time at the moment. And hopefully soon it'll be fully up and running. Davo Creative isn't just about the web. Both my partner and I have also worked in radio and TV over the years. But being online is the future, hence the web element of the business. I'm also an engineer, so we mixed things up and set up Davo Creative for the areas of our expertise. Over the past 9 years, I've been working with MediaWiki, initially as a publisher, but now more of a system administrator. You may have seen me on the discussion pages on MediaWiki.org. My username is Squeak24. That was a little years ago for Wikipedia. I have also been to a number of these conferences in the past before the name changed, the last one in Paris. Hopefully I will be able to start attending in person again soon. Before I go into the presentation, the photos I've used have no relevance to the topic of conversation. They are just my favourite places in the world filling white space. So, what is WikiStax? I can't remember which conference this was at, but I was watching at home on YouTube and floated an idea about making MediaWiki similar to how Wordpress works when it comes to installing extensions and updates. Cindy kindly responded, one of the main issues that she raised is that if anything goes wrong and you can't fix it, then how do you do it if you don't have access to the back end? In my personal experience, if things do go wrong with WordPress, there are workarounds, but I won't go into the details as to how I fix that in this presentation. Taking on board what Cindy said, she said that if a tool were to be developed, it would need to be an external to MediaWiki. So I decided to develop WikiStax. It's based largely on the work of a former colleague, Harry. I am now getting to the stage where I would like to share this with the community. At the moment, it's primarily for wiki farms. You can create wikis by completing a short form, and rather than having to set up all the symbolic links and all that sort of stuff, via the command line, WikiStax does it for you. One of the main features that I've been working on is to allow WikiStax to export wiki content to a PDF, XML or Markdown. These scripts are working in a fashion, but so far not tested fully to make sure that WikiStax works. An administrator will go into WikiStax and set up a routine export based on category. I know there are some extensions that can do this at the moment, but in my experience I've struggled to get them to work within a MediaWiki installation, especially when they don't have access to the general internet. A feature on all the wikis that I manage is the user agreement. This needs to be recorded. So how do we do that? What I've done is in WikiStax I've created a form and a page so that all these agreements can be recorded and you can keep track of who has signed the user agreement and when. So why WikiStax? Yes, good question. When I first started experimenting with wiki farming, it was quite a steep learning curve. WikiStax makes it easier for a wiki farm and other tasks which don't necessarily need to be a wiki extension. When I first started experimenting with wiki farming, there was a lot of terminal commands, which okay for me, but like I said before, it was a bit of a learning curve, and people without the technical expertise would struggle to manage that. It really wasn't very user-friendly. WikiStax allows non-technical people to be able to set up wikis within their farm and other tasks such as PDF generation, as I discussed earlier, and possible other tasks. Now for a brief demonstration of how WikiStax works. This is the first page that you'll be presented with. You need to log in. Once logged in, this is what you see. Let's have a look at some existing wikis. So for the wiki list, you can see all the wikis. At the moment there's only one on this wiki farm, where it's located, who the admin is, and any contact details. It also has a link to the user agreement page. The next screen shows to create a new wiki page. In theory, when you complete the form, it will create a new wiki, but there are some issues at the moment with this form that aren't working. This is the screen that allows the system admin to create new user agreement pages. And apologies on this screen, it looks like I forgot to exit the screen settings when I flipped the screen. But this is the page that allows you to create a new PDF archive. This is still very much work in progress. And finally, this is the first field that was produced using the WikiStax install. This is a diagram how a wiki farm is set up with the WikiStax application. Just some explanation how I normally term parts in a wiki farm. The core files are in the farm buildings. The fields, they're the symbolic links that go back to the farm buildings. The file buildings also cover the mail setup and common configuration. Although I have worked in an architecture team in the past, I was more of a support staff. I am not an architect. This is purely best effort from memory working with the architects. WikiStax is still very much in the early days. I do have more ideas, including, at the moment, the login for WikiStax is a separate MediaWiki login. I would like to make it so it's linked with the MediaWiki login. So you just need to have one account with MediaWiki and WikiStax. The installation of WikiStax at the moment is a manual process. You have to manually update the configuration file and upload the database. What I'd like to do is make it a web-based installation, similar to how MediaWiki works now. It shouldn't be that difficult to do, I just haven't got around to it yet. I would like to set the file buildings up within WikiStax, or even a single wiki directly from WikiStax, rather than having to do that separately. Similar to how, and I really struggle to say this word, Softaculous, I think that's how you pronounce it, how they work when they're setting up a new wiki, or any other application within that Softaculous extension in cPanel. I would also like to be able to install extensions via WikiStax, this performing any updates that are required. This could either be uploading the extension tab or up to WikiStax, or similar to how WordPress works, where you've got a control panel where you can search the web and you can install extensions that way, maybe even using Composer. At the moment, I've been purely focusing on wiki farming because that is my personal use case for WikiStax. But I don't see why WikiStax couldn't be used for a single wiki. The user rights is a really big requirement, I think. Similar to how the MediaWiki have it, I think there is a requirement to have user rights in WikiStax. Basically, the system administrators and the publishers of each individual wiki have access to WikiStax at the moment. The publishers need access to take a record of when the user agreements have been signed. At the moment, those publishers have the same rights as the system admin. Hence, they may be able to do things they really shouldn't be doing, such as creating new wikis, deleting wikis, deleting archives, etc. I want to prevent that so they only have access to the areas that they need. And finally, currently, there is no mechanism for a user agreement. Again, as I mentioned before, I use user agreements a lot in MediaWiki, and personally I think that should be part of the core software, but that's not a discussion for this presentation. I would like to include an agreement where the user needs to agree to it once a year within WikiStax to make sure they abide by the terms of agreement. At the moment, I'm working on this myself. My former colleague, Harry, did do a lot of the work on this initially, but I'm getting to that point where I am now starting to struggle. It's beyond my skill level and lack of time, really. Hence, I'd like to ask for volunteers who can help me improve WikiStax and bring it to its full potential. If anyone is interested in helping, please contact me via the Davo Creative contact page. So it's davocreative.com/contact-us. I've also created a WikiStax wiki, which I am in the process of developing. This will include documentation and a community support. If anyone wants to volunteer to help me set that up, it would be much appreciated. Unfortunately, I don't have any funds to pay anyone. I'm not even getting paid to do this myself at the moment, but I am hoping in the future this may change, and that any volunteers that do help me out may be able to get some reward in the future. I do have a donation button set up via PayPal where any funds from that could be distributed to people that help me. So this is being played out in the MediaWiki and Developer Conference in Sandusky in Ohio. Hello everybody at that conference. But if you're watching this on a YouTube channel, please, if you've got any questions, please contact me via the davocreative.com contact us page. For the people that are in the conference in Sandusky, I will be on the line shortly, so I'll be able to take any questions that you have. And thank you very much for your time, and I hopefully look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
It's pre-recorded.
Yeah. Thank you, Gary. People are applauding. Here he is. Hi, Gary. How do I make him full screen? Okay. So yeah, we all just heard your presentation online and in person. You can't make him like actual. We're trying to put you on the screen here. I don't know. That's too bad. What? Okay. Well, Gary, can you unmute yourself? Okay, great. Hello. Can you hear me? What? Can you hear? Can you hear?
We're muted.
Oh, we're muted. No. Hello, Gary. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. I'm guessing I'm guessing he has a problem with his speaker. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Liam just wrote saying he can hear this. Well, that's unfortunate. Can you see? Well, you can't see us either. Well, let me turn on the video. Hello. Hello. Can you hear? Can you hear? No, he can't hear. Oh, was that him just now? I assume it's a problem on his side with his speakers.
Yes.
Ah.
I completely know it's my microphone.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. Yeah, really interesting. It's always good to see this kind of ambitious project being created. Well, like I said, an obvious question is this could make sense as a MediaWiki extension, no? And that would solve the login problem and all that.
Okay. Yes, I haven't looked at it from an extension perspective yet. I was trying to do it from a standalone, but obviously that is something that we could look into in the future.
Yeah.
Sure. Mike to the
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Right. Sorry, could you repeat that whole question over again? I'll put the mic to the speaker. The whole answer again, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if it's on the speaker now, but
Yes.
thanks, Jan. So basically, I've not been looking at it from an extension perspective just yet, but that is certainly something that we could possibly look into in the future. I've been trying to do it more of a standalone rather than an extension, so that it's not causing the problems if there's any issues. If an extension breaks MediaWiki.
Yeah, and you may have said this already, but is this something you're already using? The software?
I'm using it, yes, yeah. I'm using it on a Wiki farm which I manage through my data. So yeah, it's being used at the moment. It's been the one that I'm currently using at the moment that's a bit out of date, and the new version is significantly different to what I'm currently using at the moment.
Yeah, and it's is it programmed in PHP? Now I'm curious.
Yes, it's mostly PHP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly that's was it?
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, it's cool that you already have a website, wikistax.org. I hope people check it out and get involved in the development because it certainly seems like a useful tool.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be. Like I said, I've been using it for several years now, so hopefully it'll be quite beneficial to the wider community. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. The timing works out perfectly. So yeah, thank you, Gary. Thank you for contributing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right. Okay.